Mobile Service Monday brought to you by Spiffy, the only full-stack mobile service platform trusted by top dealers and OEMs.
Oh yeah, because the Tekion software is a game changer for us. Just like you said, when the technician is there. So when we're developing our process, we use a lot of team chats back.
Yeah, a lot. I noticed that.
And it is a pain in the butt. And we actually narrowed it down to a lot, only like 4 or 5 chats. And you hear the thing dinging all day long.
When I was in the text vehicle, it's just ding, 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 ding.
And it's almost to the point now where they don't even pay attention to it because mostly it's not them. So we've been trying to fix that. But even what I was looking at with Tekion, when our technicians are responsible for selling stuff on their van, the air, cabin, and wipers. And what I found out that if they actually press the right buttons where they sell it and they hit complete, it goes ahead and bills the part number on the ticket.
Yep.
That eliminates my parts and advisors right off the gate. But then it also sends a notification to the parts guy that, hey, we sold this air filter. So it's like, oh, we got to sell. But also it alerts them, it's like, I got to put a restock for that van for tomorrow, basically.
Yep.
Now, before, that was 3 chats. Because the technician says, hey, pulled this filter from van 7. And then the parts would see that, and he would put restock on shelf.
Yeah, 3 chats if you're lucky.
And then
once more chats come in, it gets missed, and then I text waiting. They didn't respond to that chat. Now you got to call them.
And then tech had to let the advisor know. It's like, hey, I sold an air filter, and they're built, and all this stuff is happening all at the same time, and all these chats. So I'm excited about losing 40% of our original process.
Oh yeah,
just by select automations and software, because we know how to do it manually, and now this is. It's aha stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, that's going to eliminate. And I was talking to a technician this morning. It's like, you realize you don't got to, we always have our guys when they're about 3/4 of the way finished the job, let the advisor know. And the reason why is we want the advisor to start working on that paperwork. So in the perfect world, when the technician finishes, the paperwork's done, and they're given the keys, they already got the payment, and it goes away. Now our software is, from that point, it'll pretty much put the filter on there and everything. Like you said, if everything's set up correctly, technician can just go up there. If you got tap to pay or whatever, then you're done with it.
Opcode management, I love. You'll start playing around with that more, but the opcode management is, amazing. Pre-type in the stories, the time, the pay rate. But yeah, no, Tekion has saved us a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. We're getting some rough process in now, but now I think next week we'll be able to fine-tune those processes. Now, with the way we scaled ours, and I know you're wanting to scale yours also, when I went to the UK this month, or last month, 175
Crazy.
Vans, and he's going to be at 200.
And only doing fleet.
Wow. And I learned so much from that, because sometimes you feel like you're just like stuck in this rut. And it's like, you're tweaking stuff and nothing grows. But then when you talk to somebody, it's like, Carl invited me over there and he showed me around. It's like the stuff that he was saying is like, okay, we just started doing that, but I'm not doing this and that. And it's like,
it resonates with you, yeah.
It does.
And it's someone that's at 100+ vehicles. It's like, all right, cool. This is doable. That's why we were so excited to come down and meet with you. Like, wow, I think at the time he had like 40 mobile units, and that was unbelievable. Still is.
And even talking with one of his advisors there, it's like I got my own team. I can't remember how many vans he was assigned to, and he's juggling. He can juggle up to 20 or 30 tickets.
And how?
Holy cow!
So 110, 115 mobile units. How many advisors do they have?
I can't remember. I know he has different hubs. I had to go back and I had some notes on that. I cannot remember that ratio, because I was just, when somebody's talking to you, you're like processing, and it's like, oh crap. It's like, okay. And then I'm already thinking of ways. It's like, okay, we need to tweak this and this. But really what I love what he said, and part of it, they got to the point where they stopped chasing the money and they used mobile as a sales tool on the fleet side.
Which is huge on the fleet side, because downtime, that's the biggest thing. Downtime's not a huge issue for a customer, because they come in, they can get a loaner, they can get But on the fleet side, that vehicle's down, depending on what industry they're in, it's $1,500 to $5,000 a day that thing's costing. They're losing with that thing being down. So if you can go on the job site or on the lot after hours when the truck's not running, do the PM or the repair, yeah, I mean, it's.
And then it's, thinking outside the box because, it's rainy in the UK and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, we just get wet. And, it's a lot of his fleet people have garages and stuff.
Yep.
And a lot of ours do that. And it's like, we never really pushed, a lot of times they just offer it. And we always try to, it's like, no, just don't get in their way. But now it's like, well, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, we've noticed that too on the fleet side. A lot of because the guys too, like they don't want you like out in the cold. They got a shop. They're just gonna pull that truck out that's been sitting in there for 2 weeks. They don't need it anyway. They're just gonna push it out, let you work in there. So, but yeah, no, I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, the fleet lot has a warehouse or something that you can go, a garage that they work on their own stuff.
Yeah.
And you just do a lot of their warranty work. They're gonna let you use the garage. So yeah, retail side, London, rarely are you gonna have a garage that you can work in.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't even want to work in that garage because a nice white concrete floor and you make a mess on it. You go to a fleet garage, they don't.
Oh, yeah. But it is, I love their approach, using mobile as a sales tool, and then, how we service more vehicles, sell more vehicles and stuff like that. And we've been doing that this year, but they have done it like on steroids or whatever. They supercharged it. And it's like, we probably, it opens your eyes. It's like, okay, I'm not pushing hard enough.
Yeah.
And, you look at all the opportunities. If they can cover the whole UK, it's like, it's pretty slick.
Oh, just on fleet too. What, did they tell you what DMS or routing software they're using? Because they got to use.
So I don't know. I can't remember the name of their DMS, but they created their own routing software.
They created their own.
Yeah. And he showed it to me, and it's like, it's pretty slick. It's a, just imagine like, our routing software now is just more, you can tell it was built, it's built for function, not like it's pretty like, American software. We got to make it all pretty and clean.
Oh, so they got it built for them.
Yeah.
It's not this big.
Yeah, it's just
built for the masses, and then you just got to kind of figure out how you can work into it. They built it for themselves. Oh.
It's pretty cool, but it was interesting, but it did open my eyes. And now, looking back, now that we tore up all our processes and how we can streamline, and now we got a lot more experience. So a lot of people on my team's been with us for, since I got here 3 years ago. So now they see where we're going, and now they learned all this stuff. It's like, okay, now they're clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
How can we make it better? And that's what, Brad and the techs, they're actually in there with the service advisors now, so we can see what each other's doing to fine tune those processes. So,
yeah, that's the other thing I noticed too, is just this sense of calmness. Whereas, I mean, for us, when we did the DMS integration change, I mean, it was kind of chaos a little bit, but just the calmness I've seen around here. I mean, you have a lot of great technicians working with them, and it's definitely like they understand this sucks right now, but the advisors are going to figure out a great process, and everyone's chipping into it. You definitely have a great team with you.
Yeah. If you put the hard work in now, then, I was talking to a tech this morning. I was like, imagine you just being your phone app. You ain't got to do the Microsoft Teams. You ain't got to do this.
You have to go measure the tire, run to your laptop, punch in 30 seconds of an inch, go do the next one, run over, take the pictures all right there.
We're almost there. Little glitches here and there. Excited about that, and definitely see what happens in the future. And plus, it's your store. I know you're growing like wildfire.
Yep.
So, who's the biggest GM mobile service dealer right now?
I don't want to make any false claims, but supposedly we are. But it's still the GM program's in its infancy. We're actually piloting something right now with the select dealers, but I mean, it's not like the Ford program. You guys have been doing it for years. So we're still trying to figure out what the correct program is. And we're no behemoth. We're only running really 7 units and 20 to 35 appointments a day. So.
But if you think about it, those appointments aren't going into your main shop.
Yeah.
Because that's our big fleet push. So the cool thing about fleet work is you can get in front of some cool people by paying them $100, and you get to speak in front of their, in front of their meeting and stuff like that, like a chamber event or a luncheon and stuff like that. And what I did, and I pitched it without letting the team know, but I was like, I think we can make this work. But what resonated with everybody is like, especially on fleet, it's like, hey, we're mobile service. Well, actually, we represent fleet as just one identity. And when we talk those our fleet is mobile sales and main shuttle service basically. But I went and tested a message out with everybody. It was actually like 300 people. So it's like, well, I put it out there now. So, but we use mobile service to take care of your light maintenance work. So, raise your hand if you had an engine that go down in or a transmission. And if you got a truck, that's happening.
Oh, 100%.
And then it's like, how, did it take 2 weeks? Raise your hand, and then you keep working down. And most of the time it's like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
It depends. And the reason why is because they can't get it in the shop most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while you got to wait for a part, but most of the time your tech can't get to it. But with mobile, you take all that in. Now you can get that transmission done in less than 5 days.
Yep. Yeah, because I'm not, bombarded with all these waiters and dispatchers running around like, I need you to get this oil change in shop. But then dispatcher comes back in 30 minutes later. Why haven't you looked at this transmission yet? It's like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely alleviates the shop. We still have a lot of oil changes coming in, especially on Saturdays, but we still have a lot of oil changes coming in. So we're currently we got 5 vehicles in the process of getting upfitted, a couple Colorados and a couple 135-inch wheelbase express vans. Once we find the perfect mobile unit, we think it's going to be one of those two, maybe a mixed bag of both. Yeah. But then that's when we're going to make kind of like the big jump you guys did. You start out with a handful of vehicles and you're like, this is awesome. And you just dove in head first and got the 30 vehicles. We'll do something like that. So then that will really alleviate the shop. So
yeah, then when we made that statement out there, that resonated with people. It's like, okay, if I got a major repair, I'm not waiting a month. You can streamline that stuff. And that's what fleet wants to hear. Save time. But we definitely appreciate you coming in and helping us with it. I think the team, I think some of the teams thought that you worked for Tekion.
Yeah, they did. I was getting some grief. The first day I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm not Tekion. I'm actually Chevrolet. And then they were like, what are you doing here? I feel like I'm behind enemy lines right now.
No, we appreciate all the help because that definitely helped with the technicians. Because it's nice to have somebody with experience that will help us out on that piece. So thank you for being here. And
absolutely.
Looking forward to hearing your future growth with it. And that is a wrap for another episode of Mobile Service Monday. We'll see you next week.